Okay, Panthers fans. Browns are coming to Carolina for Week 11. The 4-5 Browns versus the 7-3 Carolina Panthers on Sunday Night Football. I do not have the mod for that. It just gets too buggy for me. Browns are really good at running the ball, almost worst in the league at passing, and they're better at defending the pass than they are the run. So our game plan is to run the ball and stop the run. Our defense is really improved. Um, we're still not that good. Well, overall, we're not that good at passing the yards, but I benched Bryce Young in the Saints game, and then Daniel Jones actually, I think had a decent end of the game there to help us win it, help us beat the Cardinals, and I'm basically gonna just keep starting him until he annoys me. If he makes a mistake, I'm not just gonna basically bench him right away. Just like I gave Bryce a million opportunities, but I'm not going to give Daniel Jones a million because I will be looking for an opportunity to put Bryce back in. I just right now I just want to win, man. I want to. We're 7-3. We're one game ahead of the Buccaneers. We still have to play them this year, so we have two games with just them. I want to win a division, and I want to get the best seed possible. And if Daniel Jones is helping us do that right now, then that's what's going to happen. Don't forget, if you want to comment, who do you think we should target in the draft to quarterback our team? Um, between we got, hold on, not Rayola. I'm not drafting him, so it's gonna be. We have two first round picks, two second round picks. I don't feel like we have a whole lot of needs throughout our team, and I don't feel like there's a lot of rookies that really could supplant anyone. So my goal right now in the upcoming draft and any free agency would be to minimize salary cap for anyone that's becoming a free agent that I don't really have a long-term plan for, and then um, sign guys that could potentially be starters in the future. But the vote is for Manning, Iamaliava, Lagway, or Mendoza, because I don't care if Bryce just balls out for the rest of the year, and I couldn't care less if he even looked like the top quarterback in the league in his franchise. I'm gonna draft a kid. I need one for a backup anyways. And if Bryce was really balling out, then he'll continue starting, and then I'll see if I want to trade. Either way, I might want to trade him. So if he can get value, like one, I need a backup. Two, I like young quarterbacks to develop because they could be rock stars. Three, we have the cap situation coming up, and I just don't. Bryce hasn't been playing well for whatever reason. He just kind of plays mid, and I don't want a mid quarterback. So that's the vote. Comment on anything, I will check it before the draft, and I'll take it into strong consideration. List your top four. Who you would like to see in a Panthers helmet? Because yeah, that matters. It does matter to me. Um, I want what's fun. I want what's exciting. I want something shiny new. All right. Let's go ahead and take quick look at standings, and we'll look at the injury report, and then the depth chart, and then we'll get started. Okay, Ravens have 2 losses but 8 wins, and right now the Saints, Cardinals have the worst record in the league. Um, so you're probably going to see quarterbacks taken by these two teams. So I may not even get a shot at whoever we want, but we'll see. I mean, you never know. The Yeah, my guess is these three teams would take a quarterback. Even with Penix on the Falcons, I'm just guessing they would. These three teams probably 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, yeah, you probably have like those 8 teams right there. The Raiders would. You probably have like 3 teams that would, 8 teams that wouldn't take a quarterback. Jaguars would. Steelers would. So, yeah, you never know. Maybe some of these teams that don't really need a quarterback might, lose. I don't know. But my goal is to take someone fun and exciting, and then see where trade opportunities come up for Bryce. Because I would not be surprised if I even target two quarterbacks within the next two drafts. I mean, with two first-round picks, if we don't require a trade up, heck, I might take one of the top two guys like Arch Manning, and then maybe like a DJ Lagway with the second first pick if I can, because I don't know, might want to try him out, stir the pot. Okay, injury report. Mays is still out this week and next. Okay, looks like they're starting Denzel Ward. He's out, starting corner, and probably a couple backups. We could see. So wide receiver 73, left tackle 73. Me personally, if I could pick any young quarterback I would want, I would probably take Drew Aller. I don't know. He's just the one I'd be most excited about to be in a Panthers uniform. Unfortunately, he's with the Browns with the number one pick. He's a rookie this year, so he's a starter. Judkins, man, he's I looked up. I think he's like close to leading the league in broken tackles. So he's really done well for the Browns, and they have a pretty good backup too. But shit, they have three good guys. Ours are pretty good as well. All right, looks like their number three receiver is the one that's injured. But they have this guy. Yeah, I'm kind of for some reason this guy stands out. I don't remember if we played him before. I think I've just noticed him in franchise mode before. Pretty good tight end, great tight end actually. Rookie left tackle Lance Hurd, 67 overall. All right, he's probably, I don't know. Hopefully we can get past him. We'll see. They're starting him for a reason though. I do have one transaction to go over before we start. I almost forgot. We signed a guy. I'll explain it. Myles Garrett. So if you were paying attention to the last video, I went ahead and started Brady Christensen at left tackle, moved Dickey to the left guard spot, and I plan on seeing if there's any interest in Damian Lewis after the draft. Heck, I might even shoot. I might put him on the trade block now. I don't know if teams look to trade before the draft, but I wouldn't mind trying it. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't hurt to kind of hit. Well, no, I got he's definitely gonna hit the cap. Um, Mason Graham. Man, they had some good corners, man. Two good starting corners. One's injured though. Zachariah Branch. That's the guy that fell in the draft too. He just wasn't. He's not what I'm looking for in a receiver. All right. Let me go over who we signed. We stole Jaden Hicks from the Packers, I believe. Um, I can show you that although I fall in love with players like Mualava, oh sorry, Nomura. I don't know what I was thinking. I really Ivero calls so many big nickel packages that you see him on the field a lot. And what I had going was uh, Kennard Snyder was a middle linebacker, and I tried him at strong safety, and I actually think he did pretty well. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more though. Something that stands out that pops. Nomura popped, but I just don't think he had the coverage skills. He did pop to me. I liked seeing him. I think he hit hard. So what I did is I went through free agency and I looked for who had the best hit power, and then scrolled down to the first defensive back, and it was Jaden Hicks, 6'2", 215. He has better man coverage, better zone coverage, better hit power as well. Not as good tackling, but I don't know how it translates. I'm not that worried about tackling because usually, as long as he gets the hit in, he's going to hold the guy up for the next guy. We have good pursuit on our team. But it didn't even look okay. He's got a good injury too. But hopefully he stands out. I took a guy and then I moved one of my last draft pick, that the only one that got booed, to the practice squad. Where's he at? Max Llewellyn. I was hoping he was kind of one of my guys where I went for speed, change of direction, just athleticism with size. And I saw him playing a couple games, and he did not look like he was going to be one of my guys going forward. So I'm taking the risk that he's going to survive the practice squad, which I think he will. And then who knows? A lot of these guys that I'm getting mid to late round, I'm kind of just taking a chance on to see if they progress somehow during the off season. None of them really did before this season. Anyhow, we'll get started here. I'll shut up. But yeah, number 21 is who we're going to keep an eye out as the big nickel. Sunday Night Football. Let's go with all black. Damn it, here I go again with the socks. Ooh. Yep, custom sim. I do like it. I think it worked out. I'm not seeing like empty set shotgun play calls in 3rd and 1 so I think that finally works for me. I don't know what was causing issues before. I think it might have just been Bryce.
And coming up next,
it's very possible.
It's a cross-conference showdown. It's the Browns and the Panthers on Sunday night primetime.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they'll be led out by a man who played his college ball in Happy Valley, their rookie quarterback from Penn State.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. The handoff to Ford up the middle. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their 8th-year quarterback.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. If you look at this Browns defense, they enter this one down in the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Throwing, Jones. And that went too high and incomplete. The Panthers at 7-3 now on the year, and they've been in a great groove. Winners of 7 of their last 10 now on the year.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now Jones. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Back to throw. Jones. He'll dump this one off to Hubbard. Call it a gain of a yard, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Operating from the gun, Jones. Nowhere to go here. He lost the
there's one fuck up.
This is picked up by the Browns. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
You better turn it around.
Distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Yeah, he's able to skip away from that first defender on his way to a pickup of 5. The numbers for him from a week ago: 14 carries, 71 yards.
They've won 2 straight games that have done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And that is taken in by Njoku. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, But it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. Ford. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. A choice to make. You're on the road. You're going to take the 3. You're so close to the end zone.
Well, you know what the book says. You know, that mythical book about what to do in certain situations. Road team, it says be aggressive. Go get a touchdown. Don't play for a field goal. I say keep that book open and do it.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Panthers defense able to deliver the goal line stand. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the 2nd sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Off the play fake. Jones. Well, this is taken in. It's complete.
That's a nice pass and catch. Look at that.
Down. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one, because normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks. Get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take the big shot downfield, and it pays off.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Jones. Quick hitter here. It's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From the gun on 3rd down. Jones working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 41-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41. Got a man. That's Liggett. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker.
He likes his catches today.
Gain, 2nd and 2.
I'm watching this Brady Christensen versus Myles Garrett thing too. Looking good, but hopefully I didn't just jinx it.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and a yard. Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports. The start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here, as they've got it as we resume action. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. A solid stiff arm. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one. And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This short pass into the hands of Njoku will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations.
Ooh, what are they going to do? 54-yard field goal.
Isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
0-2 on
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Now it's 1st and 10 after a costly penalty there on 4th down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. From the 31, here's a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. His throw incomplete.
Oh man, they have worse drops than we do right now.
There's ways
That's
to go in this
true.
game, but that's his 2nd drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in.
Oh, you almost tried to run away, didn't you?
The defense rising
Out of field goal range.
Setting him back on the sand.
Maybe I don't want 3LR on the
This
Panthers.
rookie, he's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it?
Damn, these fucking play actions, man, they're killing us.
He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
The offense on third down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be third and 13. In motion goes the tight end. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress, and I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
Oh, that's just
God damn, bro. Dude, he fucking punched someone.
Cleveland. A great effort there.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year.
And the Browns have taken the lead.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
I really hope there wasn't the guy I just signed.
And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Carolina getting set to take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones.
All right, rifles one. That's going to be intercepted. And the Browns are going to take
bunch him now?
At their own 41.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game. He's got to
give one more
deal
series to get a scoring drive.
He's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure
Even
enough,
a field goal.
this one winds up being intercepted.
Yeah, that was if you fucking gunned it, it's just, oh man.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be looking to continue that trend. And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7.
I need to look up his stats, man, or the tributes, because that's what I want on my team.
There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Open man is Juwan Jennings.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 34-yard line. The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack, but that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. It'll be just an 18-yard punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Okay, that's 2 so far.
From the 23, here's a 2nd and 5.
Back to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Jones from the gun on 3rd down.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Baron Browning able to record his 5th sack of the season. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cleveland offense ready to go. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play.
He'll drop to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. This short pass into the hands of Njoku, fighting him off. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
Man, Wallace
Ended up
can't
making a
catch
nice
shit.
play, even though it was complete.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Just 21 yards on the punt there.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Carolina offense is
Jones,
ready
your
to go.
opportunities are
As we
diminishing.
eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the 1st half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides.
Oh, my God,
but
okay.
sometimes the pressure is a little bit
is-
higher
this is starting
on
to
the
look
team
like
with the
it's
slight
crumbling
edge
for 'em.
because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
You can finish the game. I'll let
Throwing
you finish the
again
game,
on
but yeah, I
second
have
and
to see
10.
something, bro.
Jones.
Okay.
He'll find McMillan here. And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Jones. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They'll look to throw again. Being chased out left. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones escaping the pressure right. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
Better get rid of it, bro. Ooh, damn.
Throws right side, and that's complete. It's so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They've moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Brooks.
Come on, Brooks.
No signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
Oh, you're a fucking empty set, man. Holy shit. Oh, I guess they do have to
On
pass.
2nd and goal, Jones.
Okay.
He's got it for a Panther
All right.
touchdown.
Yeah, I think I had on
And
this
Xavier Leggett, his
goal
second
line
touchdown
pass
on the season.
scenario was
And the Panthers will take the
couple
lead
empty
here in
sets,
the
so.
final minute of the first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So they potentially could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. That time, a 9-play drive. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Browns offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. He's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime. The Browns drive about to get started. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust
Man,
their
we gotta
guys
pass rush
in this
step
situation
up.
if they decide to take a shot.
Get past him, bro. There you go.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis, where you see the final score there. Damian Pierce, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we make the short trip up I-65 to check in on the Bears at home, Soldier Field in Chicago. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Minnesota Vikings. J.J. McCarthy,
What happened to Caleb
strong
Williams?
in the victory as it pushes his guys back above the 500 mark on the year. And finally, on Monday Night Football, we'll wrap up the weekend with a good one between the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins. It was a terrific first half from quarterback Daniel Jones. He connected on a touchdown pass in that first half, and that's a big part of why his guys lead at the break. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Don't take it. I hate it when they fucking take it out.
Here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Panthers offense and Xavier Legette set to take over once more. And you see the numbers for him into this third quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought the first half, they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Is that Taylor back?
They'll try and run here with Brooks. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Just punt it.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here, so for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. That's caught out right by Jennings.
Man, this team is tough.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 15 yards there for number 15.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. 2nd and 9. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Back to throw here. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. They'll look to throw. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Tressway now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Panthers set to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. On the ground, it's Brooks to start the drive. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, Jones. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to float this one deep right side.
Oh, my goodness.
That's caught at the 25.
Who is that, Brooks?
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A big play there for Carolina.
Brooks can do it, XL. Ted, why can't you guys?
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there. A big pickup on 3rd down.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Looking to throw. Jones.
Oh, God damn it. All right. I think it's time.
Picked off by Greg Newsome.
I don't know, man. Is it
Browns
time?
are going to have it here just past the 25. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the
2
field.
interceptions and a fumble
but
today.
It takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Tershawn Wharton. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16.
Ransom?
They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw.
Oh, nice.
And a throw there going to be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage.
All right,
and make
let's just keep it going.
You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw
I
there.
want to put Bryce in when we
they're
can, but
forced
I also want to
4th as this one's away.
not just be
They call that
trigger
a punt
happy.
of 38 yards
I know it's
officially.
2 interceptions and a fumble, but we are winning.
Ready to take over here.
Yeah,
And
spread
both
the
of these
field out.
defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to
Teetering that
change?
line.
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run out of the gun with Brooks here. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 18 more yards there and another 1st down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Here now, 2nd and 4. They'll run straight ahead with Brooks. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16.
A loss of 1. It's now 3rd and 5.
Now Jones from the gun on 3rd down.
Oh.
And that is incomplete. The Browns D locked in on 3rd down, brings up 4th.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And his kick is indeed good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So it was a 3-point lead at halftime, and they double that with a field goal here.
And I think defensively, you've got to be okay with that because you've kept this game within a touchdown. Your hope is that you've inspired your offense to put a drive together, get in the end zone themselves, and hopefully get you the lead.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
132 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. He'll look to throw. That is caught. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. They run with Ford. Oh, and now some space to operate. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's got Njoku over the middle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Now a handoff up the middle. Sampson. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. This is Ford. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Oh, we got Snyder down there at left outside linebacker. And
open man, he completes it to Judy. So the completion good for 7 there. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. 3rd and short. They'll try and pick it up through the air. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium.
They're going for it.
Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his second drop, indeed, not a good look.
Damn it.
Touchdown! Jerome Ford, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Browns' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Well, CD, you know he's got great options at wide receiver, tight end, but there he looks to the backfield, and it results in a touchdown.
I love how you laid that out.
All right.
So many
How about
options.
this?
You maybe forget
Daniel
about
Jones
some of the
drives
ones that
down
you
the field,
should be
gets a field
covering.
goal.
And they made him pay with that one, didn't they? You forget about the guys in the backfield, they're eligible too.
I'll start him next week.
Extra point there.
If he
up
doesn't,
and good, and they have taken the
I'm
lead
putting
here
Bryce
in this
in
4th quarter.
for a spark and see if he can do it. If neither of them do it,
Following the touchdown here to kick
don't
it
know what I'm gonna
away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
Jones,
The Panthers offense and Daniel Jones
wanted
set
to be a
take
Panther
over again. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point.
yeah, we should be winning.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter.
Let's go. Go.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there at 22. On 1st and 10, it's Brooks.
Oh, that was a good cut. Another cut.
Oh,
He's running.
Into space.
Okay,
And he's
so
taken
Daniel
down,
Jones
but
isn't
not
really
before
doing this, but
reaching the 10-yard line. 58 yards rushing for him now.
I didn't
on
think of
just
this
6
scenario.
carries to this point. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run pass option.
And they're right down here looking for 6. Slot man moves right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And shedding through the tackle. And he gets halfway
they're not
home
giving
from the
up
10
on
to
that
the
sweep,
5
are
on
they?
a pickup of 5. The Panthers on 3rd down.
Don't call it
They've
again.
converted a
Please
third
don't
of their
call it again.
opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Jones.
Come on, Jones. Oh, you threw it away, bro.
That's to the pylon and incomplete.
All right, well, he did get him down the field. I guess the running
as
backs
he has
did.
in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide, because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
And his kick here is good. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, that That's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. With it is Brown. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. The Panthers offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
A throw out wide going to be incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. That breakup by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Just because you've got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Completes it to Jennings. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw again. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. Two minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Buying time to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
This is the tight end, Njoku. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Dance, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Oh, damn.
Gotta try it here. He's back to throw. He's gonna let it fly.
Oh, shit.
And it's caught inside
You
the 10.
serious?
And he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
As many times as they got sacked.
Wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. So now the Panthers down 21-16. A little under 50 seconds to go. Their 5-game winning streak hanging in the balance here. Now Jones. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Here's Jones. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
To throw is Jones. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
And
we'll give Bryce starting next week.
They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to win the football game.
If he didn't throw 2 interceptions,
the Browns offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. And they take a knee. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they'll indeed take a knee. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it took a big fourth quarter to do it, but they were able to get the job done, and that's the bottom line.
No doubt about it. And let's face it, they had to be more than nervous in the fourth quarter. But a lot of that was their own doing. I think you observed during the game, their energy level just didn't seem to be there. But in the fourth quarter, somehow they dug deep and found that extra bit, right? That reserve tank. They hauled it out. Offense scored some points. Defense held them. And lo and behold, they walk away with a win. Maybe expend a little more energy than they expected to, but they'll take it.
So for Cleveland, It's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.
So they only got 90.
I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. Okay. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
So they only threw a total of 98 yards. I'm sure, a lot of that's because of our sacks to our 184. But they rushed for almost 200 yards to our 146. Unfortunately, Daniel Jones just couldn't pull it out. Less than 50% completion percentage. I think it's time to put Bryce in. I was hoping that he could turn it around to finish the game. I just didn't envision Bryce would have been able to kind of come in. Maybe he could have. Whatever. That's on me. Y'all can fire me when you want. But yeah, dude, I think we did pretty well against their passing offense there. It's minus a couple plays. Not good at their rushing, so apparently, game plan of stopping the inside run just doesn't do shit. Okay, Lance Hurd had a rough day. Let's see. Christensen gave up a sack. Shit, Icky probably would have given up 4. Oh, damn. 4.5 sacks for Princely, man. Wow. I'm glad I kind of started him now. Damn, he's really fucking stepping up. Alright. Unfortunately, we're going to have to see who's on the injury report going forward. Taylor got hurt. Merrick got hurt. Who else? One new injury. Merrick, 5 weeks. God damn it. I'll have to change up the depth chart. See who I can start there. See if I can find anyone better than Jalen Reed. Missed opportunity. Ooh, another Sunday night game versus the Chiefs. Okay, let's see here. Okay, looks like the Bucks lost, so we're still 1 game ahead. Looks like the Saints and Falcons won. If you're still watching, anyone's watching, you're going to see me put Bryce Young in. He'll get a chance again. Who's on my... Oh, okay, that's why it's 5 now. Oh, you know what? We never went through the highlights. God damn it. That's some good highlights, too. Damn. Oh, well. All right, that'll cover it for this one. Till we face the Chiefs.